alone. Insert 38. I didn't even feel like waking up. I don't want to face reality. But I have to wake up and do something. I don't know what it is that I need to do, but I have to do something. I woke up and did my morning routine. I went downstairs and made a salad and had my breakfast. Fanika and Entombi came and made breakfast for everyone. I also ate with them when they were having breakfast. They were having their own conversation and I wasn't participating at all. My mind was elsewhere. Momzob, do you want more food? Me, no thank you. Excuse me. I went to sit outside. It reminded me of the time where he said I took his thinking spot. Who would have known that a few months later I'd be sitting here crying because of this situation? That I'd be pregnant with his child. It's true when they say life is unpredictable. I didn't know what to do with myself. I just wanted to sit and wait. I don't know what I'm waiting for, but I wanna sit and wait. I already feel miserable. How much more miserable will I be for the next coming days, weeks, months and years? I don't want to feel this way. Quanal, please come back to me. Ketho, Nosipho, please come. You need to hear this. The police and forensic team are here. It's an urgent matter. I stood up and went back to the house. They were too serious for my liking. It shows that they had very bad news for me. Lady, good morning ma'am. We've come to find new developments in the case of Mr. K. Zondi. Me. And those are police. As the forensic team had found his ashes, I'm sure you saw they didn't even fill halfway of the urn. Me. I didn't look at it. Is that true, Gogish? Gogish. Yes, my daughter. Police. Those ashes were ashes of his legs which were burnt to ashes. We've found solid evidence that Mr. Zondi has passed on. He died in the bomb explosion. Me. And what solid evidence is that? Lady. His body. We would like you to come with us so you can identify it and it be taken to the mortuary. We are very sorry for your loss. Me. I haven't confirmed that it is his body yet. These people just love making me feel crazy. Me. I'll go change. I went to change and Lawazi said he will drive for me. We left with Momzob and Thando. Lawazi. We've arrived. No, I felt as if the drive was too short. They just wanted me to face reality. I wasn't ready. Thando. Get out of the car. Nosipho, you need to do this. I got out of the car and walked behind them. I didn't want to see the body first. Momzob wailed. I couldn't do it. I couldn't go look at it. Her wail just confirmed a lot. Thando. It's my brother. This is the first time I've ever seen Thando crying. Lady. Ma'am, it's your turn. I nodded and went to see this body. It was indeed his face. Me. I want to see his entire body. Lady. Ma'am, you may be traumatized after seeing it. It's not a good thing, especially for someone in your condition. How did she know? She looked at me, my belly, and I remembered I was just wearing a vest so it was visible. They removed the cover and he didn't have his left leg. The right leg was burnt halfway. His arm was burnt too. His body was just horrible but recognizable. Me. Turn it around. I want to see the back. The scar was there. It is him. I kissed his lips. They were cold and dead. Me. Cover him up. I was convinced. He is dead. Me. Take him to the mortuary. Momzob. We have to call Gogish. We must all go home. Me. Home. Momzob. Yes, Kwa Mashu. Exactly how many homes does this family have? Lawazi hasn't uttered any word. He was hurt. And his face was red. This was hard on everyone. Quanal is dead. It all seemed surreal. I thought I had faith in something to hold onto, but I didn't. This just changes everything. We went back to his house and I packed. Everyone went to pack their belongings and all roads lead to Kwa Mashu. When we got there, Some of his family members were already there. His home was a big, simple and sophisticated home. It was very beautiful. Menzi, do you want to go to his house? I don't want you to be around my aunties, they talk a lot and you seem like you need time alone. Me, please take me there. We walked around the yard and went to his house. It was a 3-bedroom house with 2 bathrooms, kitchen and lounge. Me, did you choose these interior designs? Because this is definitely not Quanal Menzi. He can't see, so I took advantage. I like it. Me, I prepare the white. He laughed at me and I went to his room. I slept on his bed and that is when the tears came. I cried for a while and it really hit me. Me, why did you leave me? Answer me, Quanal, answer me. There was no response. He isn't here to reply and be arrogant. I laughed as I remembered some of the conversations we had. We had too little time. This can't be the end. Just when I closed my eyes, there was a knock on the door. Me, go away. Emil, I won't do that. You know I'll talk till you open. She was even screaming. I stood up and opened, then went back to bed. Emil, you have to wake up. Dad is here. Me, the king. What is he doing here? Emil, no man, I'm talking about Bongani. Me, oh, you should have been specific. She was talking about Advocate Luthuli, he is Quanal's lawyer. We went to the main house and the looks I received from the women who were at the kitchen. I greeted, some responded and some didn't respond. We went to Gagesh's office. Me, hello Bonga. Nosipho, how are you? Me, I'm okay. He nodded and took out his laptop. Bonga, so, his death has made the news. It's all over social media and it will appear on television tonight. Me, who told them about it? Bonga, someone leaked the story. I suspect it's the mortuary or forensic team, but I will get to the bottom of it. What I need is your signature to approve of this investigation, and I need you to sign these to confirm that everything he owned now belongs to you. It will take just a day till everything is transferred to you. You take all decisions towards his assets and his funeral. He gave me a brown envelope with all his personal belongings and his cards. His wallet had a picture of me. Menzi is responsible for this. He laughed and winked at me. Me, thank you Bonga. Here's my card, you can call me at any time. I thanked him and he bid farewell. We went to the lounge. The stares I got were creepy. They were just too much. There was an old woman who was sitting there looking at me. She waved for me to come sit next to her. Hello my child, I'm Quanal's grandmother. Me, hello Go. I hear you are expecting. Congratulations, you are carrying wonderful gifts. Me, gifts. Go, you are expecting twins. Me, no Go, you're mistaken. It is just one child. She laughed at me and touched my stomach. Go, you love being in denial, just like you were in denial about his death. Now this. I heard you pointed a gun at my family. He truly found his kind. Me, what do you mean? Go, you don't know. That man was ruthless. He took it from his grandfather. I guess his blindness made him more angry and aggressive. Me, I wouldn't say he is ruthless. He's a very kind and quiet man. Go, let's just say you didn't know that side of him. You should always remember the good and not the bad. We spoke a little longer. The more she told me about Quanal was the more it hurt. What hurt me the most was realizing I didn't know much about him. We didn't get enough time. Me, excuse me Go, I wanted to go back to his house but I was stopped by the auntie's auntie. Makoti, we need groceries. We need to start cooking for the guests who will keep coming to see the family. He left all the money with you, so we depend on you. Auntie too. I don't know what he was thinking, giving his money to a stranger. She didn't even buy groceries. You are not even dressed properly. Don't you have any respect for the dead? I just kept quiet and left them there. I looked for Ketho me. Let's go grocery shopping please before I lose my mind. Ketho, what happened? Me. I'll tell you once we leave. See me. We're coming with. We took Lucy's car because it was bigger. I told them what happened along the way to the mall. Emihle, let's go to Checkers, we'll find everything we need there. Bull. Why are these people taking pictures of us? I mean, I didn't know TWD was so famous. No, they taking pictures of Nosipho. They were indeed taking pictures of me. The journalists came closer and took endless pictures of me. I tried hiding my face but the flashlights kept coming. Journalist. Is it true that you were engaged to the deceased business tycoon? Journalist 2. How do you feel about his death? How did you manage to date a blind man? Journalist 3. He left everything to you. Did you make the poor blind man sign over his assets to you? You've always been after his money. I mean, why would you date a blind man? Journalist 1. Is it true that you were pregnant? Is it Mr. Quanel's child? Why did he hide your relationship while he was still alive? This was all just too much. How did they know so much about me? How did they know I was with Quanel? He never made our relationship known publicly, and now I know why. How did they find out? Emihle. Okay, enough now. If you don't leave I will sue your company. Journalist 2. Aren't you the princess of Langalil? How are you friends with Miss Nosipho Blows? What is your involvement with Mr. Zondi? Emihle. Leave or I'll make sure you lose your job. She took out her phone and took pictures of them. They suddenly left. I got space to breathe a bit. Now everyone was looking at us. We did our shopping, yet I was very uncomfortable. I got a call from Bonga. Me. Hey Bonga. Leave that mall right now, Nosipho, and come to my office. Emihle knows where it is. Me. How did you know I was at the mall? Bonga. The video is all over social media. He ended the call and I told the others. We finished up and Emihle drove to his offices. He seemed busy when we got in. We waited till he finished up with his call. Bonga. I've taken care of those journalists. See, your life is about to change. Well, it has changed. It's all out now and there's pretty much nothing we can do about it. You can't go to wherever you want and whenever like you did before. You have enemies everywhere and you need high detail security at all times. Me. Wait, what enemies? I didn't do anything to anyone. Bonga. I know, but Quanel is gone. All of his enemies are now your enemies. Especially since you now own everything. People didn't know you. You're an amateur in the business. All they want to do is kill you and take over or take advantage of you, so you need to be smart. Some business you will run with Menzi and some were his alone, so it means they are yours alone. Me. I didn't sign up for this. No, this isn't my life. Bonga. This became your life the minute you got into a relationship with Quanel. This is the life you were going to live even when he was alive. Me. He didn't tell me about all this. Bonga. He was going to tell you when the time is right. And then this happened. Now you know and have to take over. My phone rang and it was my mother. Ma, I said, what is going on? Why haven't you told me that Quanel died? Where are you and why are you all over the social media? Mom, I'll call you tonight please. There's just a lot going on right now. I can't explain everything. Responded, call me then. Bye, I hope you're well. I love you. Mom, I love you too. Bye. I responded, then ended the call. Bonga continued briefing me. All he said just made me feel more lost and overwhelmed. Everything was just becoming too much. Me. I want to go home. I said goodbye to him and went back to the car. Emil drove off and we went back. Momzo, where have you been? I've been looking for you. What's with the groceries? Entombi, we went to buy groceries, Ma. The aunties wanted groceries, Momzo. What groceries? We have groceries all over this house. Please don't let them control you and push you around. I've been married here for years, but they still don't like me. They are just hard to please. They went to pack the groceries while I watched TV. I was tired, I needed to just sit down and relax. Vusi, penny for your thoughts. Me, oh no, I'll sell them for $1. He laughed at me and sat next to me. Vusi, Entet will be discharged tomorrow. Me, that's good. Vusi, he says he's afraid, he feels like you blame him for what happened. Me, no I don't. I blame all of you, Quanal included. It's no use pointing fingers, he shouldn't feel that way. He also got hurt and lost a friend. I'll go with you if you're going to fetch him tomorrow. We watched a movie till Funica came running in telling us to watch the news. Indeed, Quanal's death was announced. Vusi, news travel fast. Hey, I wanted to change the channel but I stopped when my face appeared. They said I am his fiancé and I'm expecting. It was mostly everything those journalists asked me about. Me, gossipers, I was so irritated, especially when they talked about my pregnancy and the inheritance. My life has just took a massive turn. I haven't even had time to mourn. I went to bed and looked at his pictures. This is it. Hey, our short-lived relationship has come to an end. It's time I accepted it and do what he trusted me to do. I mean, I don't even have qualifications. I failed matric. How the hell am I supposed to run all his businesses? Where will I even start? Quanal has left me with so much and I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'll do it. I will not let him down nor let his name fall. Insert 39. It's been a week. A week since my life totally changed. A week since I lost the love of my life. I had this week to mourn, accept and adapt. I mourned him, accepted his death and adapted to the life I will have without him. Preparing his funeral wasn't an easy task. I wanted the best for him and the best came in the best price. I was shouted at for using too much money for the funeral. What did they want? For him to have an ordinary funeral? He wasn't an ordinary man. I walked around the yard to check if everything was in place. Indeed, everything was the way I wanted it to be, from the arrangement, decor and catering. I went back to his house and got dressed. I wore a tight black dress to show off my stomach and a white coat. My nose was so big, the things this baby is doing to me. There was a knock on the door and I opened. It was Entev, Lawazi, Menzi and Vusi. They all looked dapper in their black and gold suits. Me, it's going to take time for me to get used to it just being the four of you. He should be standing right behind Menzi and overwhelming me with his presence. I don't know, I always felt like he was always looking at me, like his eyes were on me. I had that heavy feeling. Lawazi, he was always looking at you. Nosipho, me, he can't see. Lawazi, I know that, but he always had his eyes on you. Beneath those glasses, he could see and imagine a lot. Vusi, he always told us that you're very beautiful. I one day asked him how sure is he, because he's never seen you. Only we tell him you're beautiful and we could be lying. I mean, we've done that before. He told us that he may not be able to see you physically, but he knows deep down how beautiful you are. When you're in his presence he shivers and he feels goosebumps all over his body. He said, and that is where your beauty lies. I cried. I've been crying a lot for the past week. It's what I needed to do and wanted to do. I had accepted that he is really dead, that I'll never ever see him again. That I'll always have a constant reminder of him and his presence in my life. That I will raise a fatherless child, all on my own. I know he didn't want our baby, but it would be different if he was alive. At some point I believed he would change his mind. Now how is that all supposed to happen when he is not alive anymore? Menzi. Not only did I lose a brother, I lost my best friend, my partner in everything I do. Quanal and I were always together. From a very young age we were inseparable. I lost my twin, we all smiled and had a group hug. Ented. Now we have to take care of his little cub in here. Me. Yes you do Menzi. He will definitely be spoiled. Me. It's a girl Menzi, don't tell me you're listening to Bull. We've been arguing about it a lot. Me. How are things between you two? Menzi. Good, better than it ever was. I guess it's now that I'm giving myself a chance to love her and see her only for what she is and not having to have split feelings between her and Ketho. I'm enjoying my time with her and learning to love her alone. Vusi. And Ketho. Menzi. I love her but I can't have her. She's made it clear that she's moved on. She never loved me, all she wanted was to have fun. I won't lose a diamond. While chasing glitter. Me. Whoa, these are both my friends, so shut it Menzi. Sorry they left and we chilled for a while. Ented. We'll leave you for a moment, the funeral is about to start. They left and I looked at myself in the mirror one more time. Me. You are strong black child. I smiled at myself and brushed my tummy. I put my heels on and locked the house. They were waiting for me and Lawazi held my hand. Lawazi. You shouldn't have worn these high heels. You're pregnant. Me. Don't start. My stomach is not even that big, I can still wear high heels. Menzi. You'll stop soon, you might trip and fall. Did Quanal just die and replace himself with 4 other Quanals? Quenzokul came to me, where on earth has he been? Quenzo. CC me, where have you been? I've been calling you and you're not answering my calls. You just disappeared into thin air. He hasn't set foot in his home ever since we received the news of the passing of Quanal. It's his brother, how could he not be here all this time and suddenly appear in his funeral? Quenzo. I had things to take care of. Me. Things more important than your brother's death. Are you out of your mind? Quenzo. No, and I'm sorry. Everything I was sorting out had to do with his death. Menzi. Let him go. Me. What is going on here? Quenzo. Nothing. Let's just go. We went to the tent and everything was in order. I went to sit on the second row behind his family. My mom was sitting next to me. She's been here since I called her and explained what happened. My friends were in the row behind me. I laughed at how Menzi was sitting in between Bul and Ketho. He should be sitting at the front with the family. What is he doing? Maybe it was just a coincidence or I'm just over-analyzing this. Anyways, let me focus. Mom. Mom Zob is calling you. I looked over at her and she was signaling that I should go sit with the family at the front row. Me. But I'm okay here. Mom. Stop being dramatic, go sit at the front. I did as I was told and went to sit at the front row next to Funica. The funeral started. I couldn't believe it, it all felt surreal. It was really his funeral now. I looked at his picture which was right in front of me. The choir was singing. I didn't see a need for it, but Mom Zob insisted that she wanted a choir. All I wanted was a simple and quick funeral, but it seemed to be more than what I wanted. At least I got the high-class funeral I wanted. It had to match his status. The program continued as his employees, business partners and all work-related associates spoke. After that, family friends spoke, to family relatives and the immediate family. Menzi and Mom Zob spoke. Mom Zob. It is always hard for a parent to bury their own child when the child is supposed to be the one burying the parent. I'm saddened by my son's sudden death. He died in a very tragic way which no one ever thought it would happen, especially to him. My son was no ordinary man. From the day he was born, I knew I gave birth to a great man, and indeed he was a great man. My son got blind when he was 5. He lived almost all his life as a blind man, and he lived his life to the fullest with his blindness. He gave me the best and most challenging parenting experience. May your soul rest in peace, my son. Rest in peace, Gagesh. Menzi. Not only have I lost a brother, but I lost my twin. As most of you know, Quanal and I are the same age, but I'm older. We grew up doing everything together. We were young, just 5 years old when he got blind. I remember we were in my room and he was crying. He said to me, Menzi, I can't see now, we won't be able to do everything we planned to do, so I trust that you will be my eyes and do it all. That day I swore to myself that I will make sure he experiences everything. He may not be able to see, but I knew he deep down, if he had the experience, I would feel better about myself. We had the greatest moments in life. Even in his weakest days and my weakest days, we were together. You'd swear we were a married couple. He knew everything about me and I knew everything about him. I remember when he told me he is in love, I laughed at him because I knew there was no way he could be in love. He was really someone who despised relationships and love because of his eyesight, but because Mandaloo came into his life, it all changed. Never have I ever seen Quanal that happy. Nosipho was his happiness, and that was it. My brother is a strong man, I look up to him. He has made big sacrifices, which I applaud him for. He will forever be in my heart and the hearts of many. Thank you. From there his friends spoke, and it was now my turn. I had written what I wanted to say last night, but I didn't want to use it anymore. I had written something, but now I want to speak from the bottom of my heart. I loved Quanal. Putting it in past tense hurts because he is no more. But I know I love him and I'll always love him. I can honestly say he was the first guy that took my heart and owned it. He gave me the best experience of love. He made me feel like a woman, his woman, and the only woman in the world. He was an extraordinary man. Sometimes I would argue with myself, telling myself that this man is not blind at all. How can a blind man be able to do so much for himself? How is this possible? But all of that served to prove what a great man he was. We had little time together, but in that little time he left me with a gift I'll hold on to for the rest of my life. A special reminder of him and the greatest treasure. Rest in peace, Nandaba. Gagesh, Mansinza, Nhle Bashile Luka, Bombatha, Wina Awan Sinza Isoka Labuyela Entambini. Hamba call Gagesh Whammy. I went to sit down and Mom squeezed my hand. I was happy with what I said. In what I had written I mentioned the bad things he had done, which is something I decided I don't want the world to know. He hurt me, yes, but I still wanted to protect his image. I wanted to protect him. The funeral proceeded and it was a success. Gagesh. Thank you everyone for attending the funeral and supporting us throughout this tough time. On behalf of the Zondi family, I thank you. The loss of our son came as a great shock. Even I am still in disbelief, and I'm coming to terms with it as we move on to the Zondi graveyard. We would like everyone to move over to the green tent, and the Zondi family will be headed to the graveyard. We stood up, prayed and left. I was walking with my friends going to the green tent where everyone would sit and wait for the Zondis. Gagesh. Where are you going to, Nosipho? You're going to the grave with us. I didn't know I was included, Baba. I thought only the Zondis will go. He nodded and told me to follow him. The graveyard wasn't too far from the house. Auntie. What is she doing here? This is total disrespect. Endadeasizwe. Who is that? Gagesh. Auntie, I will not tolerate disrespect in my own home. Who gives you permission to call me by my name? In front of my children. You will leave if you cannot shut that mouth. She will be here with us. The ceremony proceeded and I threw in the sand. It all went well without any drama. I ignored the aunties when we left as they were talking about me. I laughed as one of them said, "The baby isn't Quanel's, I just wanted money." They continued talking as I washed my hands and went to my friends. The caterers started serving food. Me. Thank God, I'm hungry. I took 2 plates and I dug in. See me. Whoa, someone was hungry. Me. You have no idea, Ketho. Today went well, it was a great send-off. Menzie. Yes it was, he deserved it. Me. All I want to do is sleep, I'm just tired, it's been a long day. I'm still in disbelief about today, but anyways, life happens. I have to move on, I'm going back to Langolil tomorrow. Funica. Me too, I want to leave now. Me. Plus work is waiting for us, we have a lot to do. Emil, I don't think Gogish will let you leave so soon. I really doubt. Me. He can't do that, why will I stay here? I'll suffocate, I need to relax. I need to find a way forward with my life, I need to focus on these businesses, I need to monitor and focus on my babies. I have a lot on my plate with little time, so I need to leave. Gogish, where are you going? Shit, he heard me. Me. Langolil Baba, I need to get back to work. Gogish. When? Me. Tomorrow. Baba. Gogish. That's not happening, we're going to Quanel's place tomorrow. You and I need to sort a few things out. Me. But Gogish. Gogish. I will not repeat myself. Me. Yebo Baba. He left. Gosh, this guy. Why is he so intimidating? If he wasn't so intimidating I would have said no. Funica. You know, I didn't know my father's name till today. I was so shocked. She laughed and told the story and explained how her father was a strict man, he didn't even want them to know his name, they just knew his initials and that was it. We went to Quanel's house and chilled for the rest of the afternoon, just chilling and talking. It's been a while since we had this, just us girls talking and laughing. Bool, I miss this. Entombi. Tell me about it, it's been a while. These girls stay in Langolil now so they are scarce. Me. You can always fly to Langolil so don't blame us. After long funny little arguments we had and good laughter they went to their rooms and I took a shower. I got in bed and scrolled through Quanel's pictures. I miss you. For the first time today I cried. For him. I didn't want to cry in front of people. I needed my own space, just to suffer in silence. I needed to cry for my lover and the father of my child. While I was crying my phone rang. Nosipho speaking. Hello. Don't start what you can't finish. Voice. It was a weird voice. What are you talking about? I responded, watch yourself. The call ended. MXM. I don't have time for nonsense. The phone rang again and no one spoke. Stop your shit. I shouted. There was a familiar laugh and the call ended. What was that about? I switched off my phone and covered myself with blankets. I need my peaceful sleep. Insert 40 Gogish. I'm only being sweet because you're pregnant. I'm giving you 5 minutes. I couldn't believe it. This man woke me up at 4 a.m. and he says such nonsense. I still need my beauty sleep. I woke up and took a very quick shower. My bags were all packed and the helpers put them in his car. I went to the main house and he was waiting for me. Gogish. Let's leave. Me. Baba, Quanel's place isn't even that far. Why are we leaving so early? I need to sleep. Gogish. You have a lot of work to do, you don't have time to sleep. Me. Kadwa Baba, I'm pregnant and I need rest. This is unfair. Gogish. He did say you can be a baby at times. Me. Who? What are you talking about? He laughed and just drove. It was weird seeing him drive, he always is a driver. It's just the two of us today. This will be a very long day that I know. I closed my eyes and slept till we got to Quanel's place. Me. Where are his cars? Gogish. Garage. I nodded and we went inside the house. It was weird, it wasn't in order. Me. What happened here? Bonnie. Gogish. They are not here. What are you doing? I was fixing things. This place has been completely changed. Me. Who was here? Things have been moved. Quanel's house isn't like this. Do something. Gogish. I think you are overreacting. I see no difference here. I ignored him and went upstairs. His smell was all over the place, stronger than it was when we left. I opened his safe and some of his stuff wasn't there. My photo that's in there was missing too. Some things don't add up. I went back to Gogish. Me. Where is Quanel? Gogish. Hau, Anani Kanti, Lentampazane. What's wrong with this girl? We just buried Quanel. You were there and you saw it all. Now what's the matter? Me. Something don't add up. Gogish. Some of his stuff is missing and only the both of us knew the password to his safe. Gogish. You are just imagining things. Me. What about his scent that is all over that room? It's like he was just there. When I left it had faded away, now it's there. How is it possible? Was he here? Gogish. Where are you hiding? Him. Gogish. I know this is hard on you, but you have to accept that Quanel is dead. He wasn't here and he'll never be here. You need to accept it and move on. Stop having hallucinations before you completely lose your mind. You need to be sane so you can raise that baby well. I looked at him and sighed. Is he saying I'm insane? I think if I spend more time with him then I'll really be insane because he is driving me to that point. Me. What are we doing here? We should hurry so I can go sleep. Need some rest. Gogish. Gogish. Well, you'll have to wait. Take these and change. I'll give you 10 minutes. I took the small bag and went upstairs. It was a black leather jumpsuit and black boots. I got dressed and went downstairs. Me. Are we going to ride bikes? Did you see how hot it is? Gogish. Anyways, why am I the only one wearing this? Gogish. This pregnancy of yours gave you guts to talk to me. At first you couldn't even say one full sentence. I laughed at him and he shook his head. We went to his car and he drove off. Me. Where are we going? Gogish. I think you should sleep. You talk a lot. Me. I don't want to sleep. I want to know where we're going. Plus this thing is itchy and too tight. I realized we're going to Quanel's sacred place. I looked at him and he smiled. Gogish. I know everything about my son. He thought I didn't know about this place, but I do. I was shocked when he took you here. I mean, he's never taken anyone here, even Menzi. My son loved you and it was something amazing to see. I love Momzog, but not the way Quanel loves you. It's like his life depends on it, the sacrifices he made. It just amazes me. Me. Everyone keeps on saying he made sacrifices, but I don't know any sacrifices. Gogish. Tell me, where is Quanel? Gogish. Quanel is dead. Nosipho. The sacrifices he made will come to light soon. All you have to do is stick to his last wishes. Me. This all seems surreal. It will be a lot to do. We went in and I put in the password. Gogish. I'll leave you here. I'll be back in a bit. But I need you to listen to this first. Me. What? I was shocked when I heard Quanel's voice. I literally screamed and cried. Me. Quanel. Where is he? Gogish. He recorded this when you left him. You need to listen to this, it is important. I'll leave you to it. I gave me the remote and left. I sighed and listened. Nosipho, I know you might never hear this, or when you do, I'll be dead. Or I'll just wake up one day and be fed up with having a life without you, and then I force you to listen to it. Anyways, I think you'll never hear this. I laughed. Why couldn't he just get to the point? I love you. I know I don't say it a lot. I didn't want it to end up being just 3 words that you hear on a daily. I needed you to appreciate it each time I said, and for these 3 words to always serve as a reminder of what I feel for you. I love you, and now that you've left, it grows more each and every day. I know that I'm at fault because of what I did. I'm sorry, Nosipho. One day you will understand. I'm sitting here right now, about to sign of my will. I'm signing over everything I have to you. You may not understand why I'm doing this, but please do not fight it. Everything is yours. These companies, I don't want you to sell them nor let anyone else run them. I leave everything in your hands. Me, dude, I failed matric. I know you'll underestimate yourself. I know you know nothing about business and you failed matric, but that all doesn't matter to me. I believe in you and I know you'll prove yourself wrong. Menzi will help you with everything you need to know about my businesses. Those I'm not worried about because you will manage. What I want you to focus on is the diamond cartel business. Me, this man must have been crazy. Gagish will specially tell you the ins and outs. You will need to know all my enemies, everything that goes on, from the shipments to the sales. You will travel around the world and make a legacy for my child. Me. Oh, it's his child now. This man is making me crazy. I'll dig up his grave and shoot him. I turned it off and sighed. Make a legacy for his child. The same child he wanted nothing to do with. He has the gut to even call him his child. Quanal must not make me lose my senses. His father already thinks I'm insane. I walked around and looked at some of the diamonds neatly laid down and covered with glass frames. I turned on the recording again so it can continue. This is my gift to my child, when he or she turns 25. I want it all to be handed over to my child. Teach him, groom him. If he or she is blind, they will never struggle because you will train my child just like how my father trained me. Me. How the hell will I do that? Endlikwina Quanal, you're telling me to do things that I cannot even do. Calm down, you're just shouting at a recording. He can't respond. Calm down. My father will take you somewhere where you'll get all the training you need so my child will not struggle. This is my gift to my child. I know you'll say it's bullshit. I know you just got angry but what I just said. But my presence isn't what I can give the both of you. But what you have to know is that I love the both of you, best believe that. Me. Now that is bullshit. Open the drawer on the left bottom shelf. You'll find another recording there. Listen to it very carefully. The recording ended and I did as I was told. The second recording played. I'm happy you're still taking instructions. I need you to follow these very carefully. Look for a black box with a silver opening. Inside you'll find a lock which you will open. I'm giving you 2 minutes to do so. Don't drop anything, Nosipho. Everything in this office is worth millions. Me. Fuck you. He went silent. I guess the 2 minutes have started. I did as I was told and I found a gun. Me. I found a gun. What's next? Arg. He won't respond. I forgot. It felt so real, like he was there and I was talking to him. I wiped my tears off as I realized I was crying. The 2 minutes ended a while ago. I gave you a little extra time. Who knows? You could have dropped something. That gun will be your personal gun. It was specially made for you. Use it carefully. Whatever you do, it shouldn't shoot anyone who annoys you or me. I'm still suffering from the wounds you made when you shot me. I laughed and the tears kept coming. He told how to use it, when to use, and that it never runs out of bullets. That's the special thing about it. I taught myself how to use it following his instructions. In a way it felt like he was here too. I loved listening to his voice while he guided me. Indeed, he is my guardian angel. Now listen, I need you to open up the wall behind that diamond vase. The pin is your date of birth. There is a key inside that vase that opens up the secret door. Take it and open. Once you've opened, I need you to take out all the documents in there and all those guns. There are also boxes in there where you can put them all in when you're done packing. Go downstairs to the underground parking and put them in the black truck. Me. Did this guy forget that I'm pregnant? I did as he said. When am I going to finish all this? I sighed and started packing the documents. When I was finished, they were packed into 3 big boxes. I stashed the guns in boxes and large bags. This was just tiring. Where was Gagish? He should be helping me with all this, but no, he isn't. It's been hours since he left. Getting these things to the truck was just hard work. I sat down and sighed, and played the 3rd recording. Is there food in this place? A kitchen. Yes, I made food while I listened to him explain why he joined this business, how it operates and how I need to handle it. He told me to read all those documents and gave me an address to where I'll be taking these guns and documents. So I'll have to drive a truck. Wonders will never end, I see. What you have to do now is take the last 2 recordings, go to the white cupboard and take the petrol and burn this place down. Me. Are you crazy? Burn everything down. Do not take anything with you besides what I told you to. I repeat, burn everything down. I took the last 2 recordings and took the bottles of paraffin and poured it all over the place. I set it alight and ran to the underground parking. Drove the truck out, went back in and burned it down too. My heart was painful as I drove off. Millions and millions have burnt down, plus the 2 cars in the parking, they'll all be burnt down. I drove off to the address I was given. It was literally a 2-hour drive. I was getting really exhausted. The time was 5 p.m. when I got to where I was told to go. Thank God for GPS, I would have been really lost. There's just trees at this place. What is this? I drove in the paved drive and it led me a really beautiful house. Me. What do we have here? I parked and looked around. There were keys in the front door. I opened up and it was similar to his sacred place, but it had a bit of a difference. Me. Oh wow, so he put up a really big picture of himself in here. I looked around and there were pictures of me too around the house, and there was a beautiful picture of the both of us sleeping peacefully. Who took this picture? I cried as I looked at it. I played 4th recording. I assume you're at your sacred house now. No one knows about this place besides you and Gagish. Well, and myself too. You'll know whenever you need to come here. You'll work here and come here when you miss me. Thank you for taking all my instructions. I need you to do one more thing for me. Play the last recording. I first went to the bathroom. I needed to pee. Did my business and looked for a snack. I played the last recording. It played a song, Lamar_feels right. Me. Really, Quanel? I laughed and danced around while I put away the guns and documents. I hope you love the song. Nosipho, I need you to go to the drawer in office. There's something for you there. I went to the office and opened the drawer. Me. Quanel, I guess you must have seen what's in there. Maybe by now I wouldn't have had the guts to do this, nor do I even have the chance to do this. I know it's crazy, but the love I have for you is crazy too. It has driven me to doing the craziest things. I know I hurt you, but believe me when I say I love you. I opened it up as I listened to him expressing his feelings to me. It was a beautiful simple diamond ring. Nosipho, take care of yourself and my child. I know you might be confused, hurt and lost, but let my love for you keep you strong and standing. I want you to marry me. He isn't even asking me properly, what happened to sexy, will you marry me? I know we're not together anymore and I don't care. But I want you to marry me and for you to use my surname. If I am dead by now, still, I want you to marry me. Put it on at all times, Nosipho. I love you, ma blows. I laughed while I was crying and putting it on. It was a perfect fit. This is crazy. This is really crazy. The song played again and I just looked at my ring. It all just seemed like a dream. This was my last gift to you, Standwa Sam. Hold on to it until we fix things. I can't wait to hold you in my arms all night. If I'm dead, I'm looking forward to loving you all over again, in the next life. And then it ended. Me. Thank you, Quanal. I love you. I took the recordings and put them away safely. I took out some of the documents and read through them. The documents I had were off his enemies and people in the same business as his. When I was tired, I went to the garage. Me. Shit. You scared me, Gogish. Language, there's a baby here. Me. What baby? He looked at my stomach and I looked at him, like really. I chose not to answer and he took the car keys. Me. And where do you come from? Gogish. Sleep, Nosipho. Me. No, Gogish. Then don't speak. I laughed at him as he drove off. I guess I fell asleep because I woke up in his arms. Gosh, this feels so awkward. Me. Put me down, Gogish. Shut up and don't overthink this. He laughed at me and put me on the bed. Gogish. Here's some food, eat and sleep. I'll pick you up in the morning. He left and I ate a little. I wasn't really hungry. I took a shower and got into bed naked. I looked at my ring and laughed at how I judged that girl for agreeing to marry a dead man. Here I am. I have a ring on, a ring from a dead man. No, our situations are different. I knew this man, I loved this man, and I'll always love this man. He is and forever will be in my heart. Insert 41. Ouch. I forgot I have a ring on. I have this habit of rubbing my hands all over my face when I wake up, and now I've hurt myself. Quanal got me used to doing this. I laid on the bed and stared at my ring. My phone rang and it was Gogish. I ignored it. It rang again and I ignored it. It's too early in the morning for him to get me working already. Quanal would have let me do things in my own pace. But this isn't Quanal. I did my morning routine and went downstairs to have some breakfast. Me. Don't do that. He laughed at me. He looked so different today. He was wearing smart casual. He's always in suits and looking formal. Today he looks good. Gogish. I didn't think I'd scare you like that. Anyways, you've been ignoring my calls, so it's great punishment. He looked at me. My thighs. Shit. I'm in shorts and a baggy t-shirt. I thought I was alone. Me. I'll make breakfast soon. I quickly went upstairs and put a pair of jeans on. I went back downstairs and made breakfast while he was watching TV having beer. Okay, I'm not used to this Gogish. He's usually stuck in suits, and being stuck and barking commands, all the time. Now he is in chino pants, tight slim fit black long sleeve t-shirt and sneakers. This is different. Me. Gogish, before we go anywhere or you slave me around all day, I need to go to the doctor. Gogish. What for? Me. Baby checkup. He nodded and got on his phone. I finished up and dished up for him, then went to give him. Gogish. Thank you. The doctor will be here in 30 minutes. Me. Oh, so he just called the doctor too. Come here. That was really unnecessary, but who am I to tell Gagesh what to do, when to do it and how to do it? We ate in silence while watching TV. Gagesh: thank you, that was really good. You should have been a professional chef, it suits you. Me: thank you. One day I will be, but for now I have a lot on my plate. Gagesh: you've put yourself aside and decided to keep and build my son's empire, that's a great thing. Me: I didn't really have a choice, but I have to do this not only for Quanal but for my child too. He looked at me for a while and nodded. When he stood up, his t-shirt went up a bit. Me: Gagesh, you have a tat. Gagesh: tat. Me: tattoo. Gagesh: oh yes, I was once young too. Plus, I'm not that old too. He laughed and went to the kitchen. He is well built, he seems like he visits the gym very often. He came back with a glass of water for me and beer for himself. Me: I'd like to have some juice. Please Gagesh, water is healthy for you and the baby. Me: I don't really like water anymore, if I have water I want to pour it myself or buy it myself. Gagesh: because of what Quanal did. You're traumatized. Well, I didn't put anything in here. I'll get you your juice, Mrs. Zondi. I laughed at him and indeed he brought my juice. We sat down and watched TV. Well, I was the only one who was watching while he was on his phone. There was a knock on the door. Gagesh: I'll get it. He came in followed by the doctor. I stood up and we greeted each other. He introduced himself as Dr. Zibulu. He had brought in his equipment and he set it up. DRZ, take off your t-shirt please and lay down. Gagesh: why should she take it off when she can just pull it up? DRZ, pull it up please. I pulled the t-shirt up and laid down. He came close and wanted to unbutton and unzip my jeans, but Gagesh stopped him and did it himself. Why is he being so fussy? I lowered my jeans. I was so uncomfortable. A little bit of my underwear was showing. Mind you, it was lace, so you know what else was starting to show, and Gagesh was right next to me. The doctor put the gel and started scanning. The baby's heartbeat was so loud. DRZ, you have a healthy baby, look at that. He showed me the baby's body parts and I remembered what Quanal's granny had said. Me: is there one baby? DRZ, yes ma'am, you wanted twins. Me: no, I was just asking. When will I get to know the gender? DRZ, next month you'll definitely know. You need to take these 2 times a day, and these 3 times a day. Me: thank you. He took out wipes and came close to me. Gagesh, what are you doing? DRZ, wiping her. Gagesh took the wipe and wiped me. It felt so weird. He wiped me slowly and he was very attentive. Me: thank you. DRZ cleared his throat and looked at us. DRZ, I'll see you next month. I nodded and got off the bed and fixed myself. The doctor packed up his equipment and he left with Gagesh. I sat down and watched TV. Gagesh, get your bag, we're leaving. I nodded and took my purse. I walked behind him. Me: is that your ride? Gagesh: yes. Me: wow. I like it. It was an R8. He threw the keys and I looked at him. Are you serious? I didn't waste any time and I drove off. Me: where are we going? Gagesh: my house, it's on the GPS. I like this. Gagesh: he's chilled. I drove off and we got to his house. Me: wow, he has a beautiful big house. Me: how many houses do you have? Gagesh: too many to count. Me: oh wow. Gagesh: I'm looking, I have 6 houses. Me: that's a lot. I really think he let me drive because it was a short drive from Quanal's to his place. I followed him as he went into the garage and punched in a pin. I was shocked and I held on tightly to him. The floor just moved and went down to an underground house. He didn't say what was going to happen. Me. Sorry, the stare he was giving me was very freaky. I moved from him and put my hands in my pocket. It was really dark and I was scared. Goggish. You can hold on to me, I didn't waste any time. I held his arm and he laughed. We walked down the dark aisle. We reached the end of the path and he switched the lights on me. Thank God, I was beginning to really freak out. What is this place? It looks horrible. Goggish. It's just not cleaned up in here. There's more documents about the business you're about to run and the people you'll be dealing with. I'll carry these and you take this. He took 3 cardboards and he gave me 1 file. We went back. It wasn't dark anymore and he switched the lights off at the end of the aisle. We finally went inside the house and it was as beautiful as it was in the outside. We sat down and I started going through the papers. Me. Why did Quanel join this business? I mean, he comes from a rich family. He didn't need any money. Goggish. It's not about the money. Me. Then what is it about? Goggish. The adrenaline. We're born with this fire that craves for danger. I remember when my father told me about this business, it felt so right. It felt like this is where I belong. At that time it wasn't as big. I made it bigger and better. There were times where Momzob said she was going to leave me because this business was driving me crazy and it's all that I do. Me. Did she leave? Goggish. I told her to leave. I couldn't juggle both lives. I had to choose. Me. And you chose the business. Goggish. Yes, me. That's selfish. Goggish. I knew she would wait for me. She knew she had to accept me as I am and I came as with a package. It was me and the business and that was it. Quanel was lucky to have someone like you. You just accepted him as he is in his business. Why? Me. I don't know. I guess I didn't mind what he did. He had his reasons and I wouldn't just come into his life and expect him to change and do what I want him to do. Plus, I didn't get to experience him being absent in my life in times where I felt like he chose the business over me. Had it come to that, maybe we would have had problems. Goggish. I understand. Me. This business, will I lose my life because of it? Goggish. I doubt. You're protected more than you think. You are. Me. This business killed Quanel. Goggish. It won't kill you. Quanel was just in the wrong place at a wrong time. You won't be very much involved physically in the business until the baby is born. Me. I understand. In the recording, Quanel talked about me going to train so I can be able to train my child if he or she is blind. Goggish. I'll take care of that. You'll go soon, before that baby bump gets heavy. I rolled my eyes. Shit, I was getting too comfortable. He looked at me and smirked. He's handsome. Stop it, Nosipho. Goggish. You have guts. I like that about you. Zondi men have a thing for strong women. I get why Quanel loved you so much. I laughed and continued reading. He focused on his work silently as I learned about different kinds of diamonds and their worth and what they do. I spent hours reading and eating. There seemed to be so much to learn about this business and I wondered if I could do it. Seemed like Goggish was going to be around more to mentor me and I appreciated his help. When there was something confusing me, I asked him to help and he explained everything thoroughly to me. The day passed by without us even noticing what time it is. We continued working till it was around 7 p.m. Goggish. It's getting late, you need to rest. Me. I do, but can we pass by KFC? I want some dunked wings. Goggish. Cravings already. Me. I guess so. We packed up and I gave him his car keys. I was too tired to drive. He opened the door for me and I thanked him. I got in and closed my eyes. I didn't realize I was this tired. Gogish. Wake up, Nosipho me. We're home already. Gogish. Yes, and I got your food. Well, I bought more than you wanted just in case you get hungry when I'm gone. Me. You're staying for supper. Gogish. I'd love to. We went inside and went straight to the kitchen. I took out plates and dished up for the both of us. He even bought burgers. So cool. We sat down on the kitchen counter while we ate in silence. Gogish. This is lovely. I don't usually enjoy takeouts, but I like this. Me. Thank you. Well, takeouts aren't healthy, but they're the best. We continued talking and we got along very well. Me. Let me take advantage. Let's have some ice cream. He laughed at me and told me to bring it. He told me it's been years since he had ice cream. Gogish. You making me feel young again. Me. Is that a bad or good thing? Gogish. A bit of both. I can't always be stuck up and old, but I also can't be young and vibey at all times. I have an image to keep up with. I didn't really get to be young and enjoy my youth. I had to work. I had to work more when Momzob was pregnant. We had our first child when I was 20. Me. That means you're 55. He nodded. Gogish. I'm old but not that old. Me. You're old but you don't look that old. You're actually handsome. For a 55-year-old. Shit. What did I just say? He smiled and I felt so awkward. Why did I say that? Anyways, he thanked me and continued talking. He really didn't eat his ice cream. I took it and he went to wash the dishes. I stopped him but he insisted. I was standing next to him finishing up his ice cream. Me. I'm done, thank you. He took the bowl and washed it. Gogish. Nosipho, you have something here. He pointed on my upper lip and cheek. I nodded and wiped it off. Gogish. It's still there, let me help you. He came close to me and I held onto the kitchen counter. He wiped it off slowly while looking deep into my eyes, making my entire body shiver. What was happening here? Can he break the eye contact and leave? He held my hand and came closer. Stop him, Nosipho. No, this isn't happening. He held my cheek and wiped it too. He lifted my face up. He's tall. He looked down, staring at my shivering lips. Don't do this. His lips touched mine. They're so soft. Nosipho, snap out of it. He kissed me and I froze for a while. He kissed me again and I kissed him back. He held me and picked me up, placing me on the kitchen counter. We kissed for a while and I thought of Momzob. I thought of Quanel. These are the same kitchen counters Quanel and I did our shit on. Number. I pushed him off and slapped him. Gogish. Nosipho, he had veins all over his face. He looked angry but he shouldn't be. I walked to the door. Me. You need to leave. Gogish. We need to talk. Me. Leave. Gogish, please. He looked at me for a very long time. I was really shaking and feeling uncomfortable. He took his keys and left. What just happened? I thought about it as I leaned on the door. I quickly locked and went upstairs, took a shower and went in bed. What did I just do? What did we just do? Insert 42. I didn't want to wake up.